And I study consumer decisions, and one of the major problems consumers having when they make decisions is that they often lose the big pictures. So we all know what is good for us. So we know that eating healthy food is good, exercising is good, saving is good. But then in our daily choices, daily decisions, we often lose this big picture, and instead we give in to those immediate temptations. So in my research, I'm trying to find a way of finding multiple ways to help consumers to regain this big picture view and make decisions that is consistent with their long-term well-being. So in this recent paper that I collaborated with Pankaj Agarwal, we actually look at how the perceived physical height will change people's big picture orientation or their level of thinking, which will in turn change their decisions. So in our studies, we actually ask people to either sit on a higher or lower chairs, and then see how they make decisions differently compared with when they sit at a different physical level. And in some other scenarios, we also ask people to view pictures that has been taken from either a top or a lower angle. So for example, we ask people to look at pictures like marks or cups. So some participants look at pictures that has been taken from this angle. So when they look at that, they kind of feel that they are higher compared with this mark. Whereas other participants, they look at the mark from, they look at the picture of the mark from a lower angle. So this makes them feel they are lower. So this perceived height or perceived physical level actually will have an impact on people's level of thinking and their decisions afterwards. So we found that this different perceived height or perceived physical level actually change people's decision in a way that they make a decision or choice that is consistent with their long-term benefit. So for example, we find that when it comes to a financial choice, consumers, they are actually willing to wait in order to get a larger reward. So they are willing to choose a later larger reward. Or if you look at other domains, such as people's healthy eating behavior, you find that they actually, if they feel that they are physically higher, they would choose the healthier option more compared with if they are on a lower physical location. So I think there are a few takeaways of this research. First, for the consumers, although studies suggest that consumers' decision can actually be nudged or can be aided towards a certain direction. So for the consumers, if you want to make a decision that is consistent with your long-term benefit, you might want to be at a higher physical location or make yourself more elevated compared with this ground. Or from the marketer's perspective, so when the marketers or the policymakers, when they design some decision architect for the consumers, they might want to help consumers feel that they are physically higher. So you can either do that by asking people to sit at a higher level of a building, or even like just higher level chair. Or as I had said earlier, you can just present them with some pictures or posters where you have this bird view, for example, that helps them to gain a big picture, physical big picture, which will transform into a conceptual bigger picture. And that, this bigger picture, conceptual big picture, will help consumers make decisions that is consistent with their long-term benefit.